Hey gang, Private Jack here. Welcome to my tutorial series on how to convert XNALara files to work in Source FilmMaker. What we're going to do is we're going to use XNALara, and you see here the songbird, which is an XNALara model. And if you look at the Source FilmMaker workshop, you'll see that I've already uploaded this model to the workshop. Basically what it was is I had to go through and I had to find out whether or not I could make this particular process work, and it worked quite fine. So we're going to use XNALara to export XNA type model to a format that we can import into Blender. And then we're going to use Blender to rig the model up, all the bones and the materials. We're going to export that into SMD format, which is the Valve source format. And then we're going to use the GUIStudio model to compile the model and get it into Source FilmMaker. So, in a nutshell, we're going to use XNALara to Blender, to Source FilmMaker, and so that the models can be used with our favorite characters. So, that being said, let's get on with the actual introduction. And in this particular segment, what we're going to talk about are the files that you're going to require to do this process. So, first thing we're going to need is we're going to need XNALara, the poser, and I've got a link for it. I'll put all these links into the actual description of the videos as we use them. So, XNALara poser. In order to get XNALara to work in Windows, we also require the Microsoft.Xna.Framework Redistribution 3.0. Once we have that done, what we need is we need Blender. And to get the output mesh from LoRa into Blender, we're going to require the Blender importer. Then we're going to require the Blender SMD script, which will export the model after we finish working with it. From there, we're going to require the GIMP, or a program that you can actually edit the textures in to make the VTF files for the model. And GIMP uses a VTF plugin that is quite handy and makes converting the texture files a snap. We're also going to require VTFEdit for creating basic VMT files. We'll need Notepad++ or a suitable text editor for creating the QC that's going to tell GUIStudio Model how to compile the model. And those are the basic programs that we're going to require. If I find that we need something else, I'll bring it up at that particular time. So, let's get started. I'm just going to bring this down here a little bit and show you where to go and get this stuff. So, XNALara. This particular model uses Zippy Share, and it has a tendency of bringing up some pop-ups. So if it does, don't click on the pop-ups, clear them out immediately. But let's go and show you where you're going to go and get this. So by putting the file in here, what you're going to get is you've requested the XNALara_XPS zip file, and you're going to click on the Download Now button, and automatically we should end up with a couple of pop-ups. No, didn't happen this time. Anyway, save as and save that to your desktop. You can get out of that one. Now you're going to require the Blender importer. We'll grab, no, first off we'll go and get the Microsoft Framework for XNA. So copy this link and we're going to go to this particular link and it should automatically start the download. There it is. Save that to your desktop. And you can see it's quite fast. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to get the Blender importer. Again, this is using Zippy Share, so watch out for any pop-ups. Click the Download Now button and it will save a PY file. Just save this one to your desktop and I'll show you where you're going to put that when we actually get things installed. Save as, desktop, save. Now we're going to go and get Blender, and the most recent version of Blender is 2.68, I believe. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. What you want to do is you want to pick up the proper Blender for your particular machine. Blender comes in 32-bit or 64-bit flavors. Now me personally, what I do is I take the zip file because I can put the zip file almost anywhere and make it live. So I'm going to grab the zip file. If you prefer to install it to Windows, download the installer. Now I use a 64-bit machine, so I'm going to grab the 64-bit zip file here. And where are we? There it is. Okay. File, save as, and I'm going to put that on my desktop. Did I click cancel? I hope not. Oh, no, it's downloading. Still waiting for it to download. And there, it's complete. Next thing we need is, I already grabbed the importer, we got the that. We need the script for exporting the SMDs. Actually, it's an import-export script, so you'll see how that works when we get to it. And this is the tool here, IOSMD. This is a Blender plugin, and we're going to download that. And we're going to save that to our desktop. Or you could create a folder and hide it in your folder. Desktop, save. That's done. Now, let's go and get GIMP. Oops, wrong one. This one. And here we go. And again, I want the installer. And I'm not really sure if it comes in the various flavors. If it does, basically these are mirrors to other websites in your particular part of the world. I'm just going to download GIMP 2.8.6. Windows installer, waiting for it to come up. There it is. Save that to my desktop. And we're waiting for that to come down. Now this one here is going to take some time, so I'm going to cancel out of this particular tutorial until it's almost finished. Back in a minute. Okay, about 99% here, another couple of seconds and this will be finished. Now GIMP is a pretty big program and I have a fairly fast machine and it took almost 10 minutes for this thing to download for me. Okay, now let's go and grab the plugin for this particular program. This is a really great plugin. I mean, it handles the conversion of almost any type of image file to a VTF file. And what we want is we want to download it. Where's the download? Again, it comes in flavors for your machine. Make sure you grab the right one. I'm downloading the 64-bit version. I'm going to save that to my desktop. Okay, now I'm going to go and get GUIStudioMDL. This is the graphic user interface for actually compiling the model. I find that it works quite well if it's installed properly. And when we get into using these things, I'll show you how and where to install them. And if you follow the way that I do it, it should work for you. Now, the one that we want to do is we want to go here to wonderboy.org, scroll down the page to download, and grab a copy of that. Save that to the desktop. Of course, if you've already got these programs, you don't need to go and get them again, unless you want to do, if there's been an upgrade to the version that you currently have. And last but not least, what we want is we want a pure text editor. I prefer to use Notepad++ because of the programmer interfaces in it. So we're going to go here to Notepad++ downloads, and you can either download the zip package, which goes pretty much anywhere. I prefer to download the installer. Click on the actual program that you want to download, not the download button, or you'll end up going someplace and it gets lost. Anyway, I'm going to grab the installer and save that to my desktop. And that's done. Okay, now that we have all of the different programs, and this tutorial is now at the 10-minute mark or greater, I'm going to close this particular one off, and we'll get into installing the programs in the next set of this series. So with that, what I'm going to say is Private Jack out for now.